what Stover's will isn't going to be what Zeb is, and neither will be what Eli's will be. But, oh, easy, Stallion. Don't do that. Get your arm off his back. They're buddies, man. He was giving him a pat on the back for being a good zebra. So today I just want to show you guys a little bit about how I really capture their will and what makes them do what I'm asking. But also too, one last thing before we get started. My competitors are absolutely extraordinary. Are you guys not impressed with what they did yesterday? I mean, for instance, you take Miss Sarah Winters, and she can slide from here to California. I mean, I was like, holy baloney, wasn't that gal go? And then you got Mr. Handy Dan James over here who balances better than most ballerinas I've seen on the back of them 2 horses he's got. And then you have Mr. Guy McLean, who's absolutely extraordinary with those Liberty horses. I'm just like, oh my God, I am so honored to be a part of them, a part of their fellow competitors and just the stuff that they're doing. And it really makes my day being a part of that. And God's blessed me with these guys here. And I just am trying to make do with what I got. And so I'm just so excited to show you. Hopefully everything goes according to plan. That's always what I think on with these guys. Hey, be nice. Let's all be friends. Oh. Assume the positions, everybody. Oh. Stand down. So first of all, back up. This is Russell Stover. He's a yearling Red Angus Limousine Cross Bull, and he's my chocolate-covered sirloin. And I just love this cow. Hey, you guys be nice. He is the best thing, I tell you. He is the most patient and understanding animal I have. And I'm just so tickled to have him. And the story behind him was when I had my 2012 Norco Mustangs for the Extreme Mustang Makeover, I rented 12 steers, which he was not, I was not a steer when I got him, and he still isn't, but I rented 12 to work my colts on. And I'd seen this guy in there, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just have to have him. And I really think it was God saying, look, you need to have this cow in your program. Sorry, he's a bull, not a cow. I keep doing that. He's like all offended now. I'm sorry, man. But he has just been so special to me. So I figured if you work with a mule, it's mulemanship. You work with a horse, it's horsemanship. I'm going to show you guys some cattlemanship. I think this is what it's called. Hey. And Stover too, I figured being a bull and having him as a pet, nobody gets to hang out in my barn as a freeloader. Everybody has a job. So I'm like, all right, Stover, time to go to work, man. Come on. And that's a good cow. Except he's not very forward motivated hoe. He's kind of lazy. So it's like, all right, fine, we'll side pass. That's cool. And this is his utmost favorite thing to do if he does it today, I hope. Oh, look at this good cow. Such a good cow. So in working with him, his will to want was like, okay, every time I ask him to do something, where's he going to get to sit down? That was his thing. That's his go-to point. So with him, I'm like, hey, if you want to be a high-dollar leather couch, which I know everybody loves a good leather couch, I'm like, you go right ahead, sir. And he's very portable. If I need him to go sit over there, he'll get up and sit over there. And I'm just like, yeah, I need this thing in my house. Now, I think everybody likes the zebra. Y'all like the zebra? Tell y'all a little bit about this here striped pony I have. All I know is I learned from experience, you don't ever mix your whites with your darks. And you're not supposed to dry them because then they turn out like this and they shrink. So Zeb here is a yearling Grant zebra. Him and the bull are only 4 months apart, and I don't know if you can tell the size difference, but they're both real young. And Eli. Eli's like, okay, enough of this zebra talk. I don't like this very much. Zeb, being a zebra, I mean, everybody has an idea of the mentality and what they can do, but I was like, what not a better way to improve myself as a horseman than to incorporate a zebra with everything that we're doing. So I got Zeb actually off a running joke, and then it became a reality, and I was like, all right, I need to stop joking about stuff. It's getting expensive. So, Eli, don't you lay down in my saddle. He's like, this dirt's nice and soft. So when I got Zeb, I was like, all right, I'm going to get me a zebra, and it's going to be really cool, it's going to be fun. Well, I got him home, and I'm like, I know nothing about a zebra. So then, thank God for Google and this high-dollar technology we have on these smartphones, because I went home, and I was like, all right, type in zebra and see what you can find. And I found out some stuff about zebras, and I was like, no way. Like, for instance, zebras are born brown and white for the first year to help them camouflage. And then when they turn a year old, they turn black and white so they can leave the herd and not be but we don't tell Zeb that because he gets offensive because all of his cousins over there. We won't go there. It's a sad day. I'm sorry. But so then I learned that, and then also what made a huge difference was in the training. Zebras have tons of natural endorphins and nerve endings on their legs, which make them extremely sensitive. And when I cue him, I cannot cue him the same way I would cue Stover or Eli. And so I was like, okay, what is going to be Zeb's drive and what is Zeb's will to do what I ask? So it was a matter of me changing my program and to help him find his will to want. Now, working Zeb and Stover together, that wasn't planned. That was just one of those things I realized that I couldn't get these two 10 feet within each other. And I was like, okay, that can't happen, because what if I have to load them on a trailer? So every day I would walk them together, feed them together, raise them together, and then I would eventually start lunging them together. And now I have to get like a pliers to peel them apart. So I was like, uh-oh, we gotta figure something out. Well, Zeb told me a couple weeks ago, he's like, I think being a zebra, I want to be a Grand Prix zebra. I want to jump these some big fences. And I'm like, Zeb, you gotta work on that a little bit, dude. I'm sorry, but you're too small. He's like, oh no, I can do it. I'm like, all right, well, we'll try. So we come out over here, get some warm up going. Let's try our brakes. Oh, good boy. Gotta get some lateral stretching going. That's a good zebra. I think he's ready for the Grand Prix. What do you guys think? Now, I have to tell you, before we did this, Stover got a little upset that he wasn't being of use in the Grand Prix, so we decided to make Stover the Grand Prix jump. Oh, that wasn't very good. One more time, Zeb. Come on. That's a good boy. Zeb, give me a look. Come here. You're a good zebra. Oh, I know. You're such a good boy. Well, Zeb, after a long day's worth of jumping, he's like, man, that got tiring. I need to sit down. And I'm like, I don't blame you. And Stover's like, well, you did call me a couch the other day. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, we'll make this work. And I'm like, right, Zeb, you come sit down right here and you take a break. Stover, be nice. You offered. There we go. I think I might come have me a sit down too. It's tiring talking in front of you guys and starting them colts. Them suckers are big. Aren't they magnificent horses we have at this year's regular horse? Feels good to sit down. This is some genuine leather right here. All right, back to business. So Zeb also told me, he's like, you know, you taught me to sit, Mom. And he's like, well, I think we should embark on a whole new journey of being an obedience dog. I'm like, well, you're about the right size right now for a St. Bernard, so we're going to work on this. So I'm like, all right, Zeb, come here. Zeb, you can't sit there anymore. Come on, Zeb. Zeb. Come on. I think I broke the up button. Zeb, ready? There. Oh, there we go. That's a good boy. That was up and up. So Zeb was like, oh, before we get started on our obedience dog training, I've always wanted to be a reining cow horse, so that way when I show in the reining, I can be sliding stripes. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, all right, so let's do it. Ready? 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 Slide stop. Let's get a little back. Drop this way.
I didn't know how much it was.
Oh, that was a bad stop. I did it again. You come here. Come here. Oh, there it is. That's okay. So I'm like, all right, back to the idiot Eli. Eli. Hey, Eli. Make me run. Mule Land. He's my good mule. I love this guy. I love him to death. He's such a good boy. He don't like zebra too much though. He's like, oh, this zebra always hogs the show, man. It used to be the ears and now it's the stripes. Come here. All right, so Zeb, back to the obedience training, Eli. Zeb's like, all right, I'm gonna lay down here for y'all today. All the way down, Zebra. The ground is soft, I promise. You're a good boy. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm official obedience dog because I know how to sit and lay down. I'm like, oh, not yet. We haven't accomplished this. There we go. I absolutely adore these guys. These guys are the coolest. I am so grateful to have them, and I can't thank God for blessing us with this opportunity enough. And like, thank you again, guys, for coming out. Like, all your support, everything means so much to me. You don't even know. So we're gonna let Zeb, since he was a good cat, we're gonna let him hang out here for a little bit. And I'm gonna go and introduce you guys to Eli here. And still, I need you to get up here again. Come on. He's like, oh, that was comfortable. Oh, it's hard being a cow. So Eli here, Eli is 8 this year, and he is a quarter horse mule out of a dog barn mare. And I've had Eli for the last few years, and he is my main man. He has taught me patience and kindness and understanding, which you have to have when you're training a mule, I'm telling you. Like, you can't make a mule do anything he doesn't want to do. And I have really tried to figure out, okay, what is it that makes Eli want to do what I'm asking? What is Eli's will? And I find that if I step outside the box and make it a little more comfortable for him without altering the program, he is 10 times better than he would if I was just get on him and whoop and spur and be like, all right, you come here. Just like I'm going to do to Stover if he doesn't get off my hand. Come on. That's a good cow. Now, when I decided to add Eli to the program with these guys, I realized we had a huge malfunction. I'm like, Breaker, come in over, Houston, man down. I repeat, man down. So I'm like, I gotta get these guys to be friends. And Eli did not like Zeb and did not like Stover. So all he wants to do is bite him. He's just like, let me chase him by him. Come on, come on. And I'm like, no, you gotta say to him. So eventually we worked, and I decided that working the mule with the cow, I really needed to build some trust. And eventually I got these guys to work together, and we still have a long ways to go. Like, don't get me wrong, we have miles and miles to go, but that's what I enjoy, is like the learning experience from these guys that they teach me. And it's really special to me that I get the opportunity to work with these guys, because they're all so unique and individual. And it's crazy the stuff you can accomplish without my mule stepping on my cow with these guys. You're such good mules. Are you guys gonna let me do this? That has been like our biggest accomplishment lately, because for some reason that cow doesn't like to be stepped on. I can't imagine why. So I really appreciate you guys coming out and watching my crew. These are my little guys I love to death. And They're like my special side part of what we do at home.